So, literally just over a week ago, we had a hell of a lot of WWE releases. We did cover this news on SmackDown. Things you might have missed from last week, and there was some big names, including Kairi Sane, the Wyatt Six, and the Motor City Machine
This
Guns
is crazy,
on that
chat.
list.
This is
Now,
crazy.
if you thought things couldn't get worse, today we've learned of even more names. Now, as far as we're aware, this is not...
Now, before we get into this reaction video, the New Day is no longer with WWE. Tonga Loa is no longer with WWE. And JC Mateo? Crazy, right?
Stupid.
Now, before we get into the reaction video, I need you to comment, like, and subscribe. You hear them chimes. You see the followers on the screen. You can be part of the Wrestle Game, brother. Come on over to the dark side, man. You can come be yourself over here, man. We talk a lot of trash. We want to hear your opinion. Over here, you got a voice. You know how CM Punk say the voice of the voiceless? Well, over here, your voice is heard, brother. Be a part of the group. Be part of the gang. Wrestle Gang. We lit. Let's get into this reaction video, man. Damn, Kofi Kingston was going on year 20? Great.
A straight up release. The New Day, Xavier Woods, and Kofi Kingston have mutually agreed to part ways with WWE. It's really important to state that we actually don't know in this circumstance what this was. We don't know if the New Day have requested their release. We don't know if WWE have sort of said, look, we're going to offer
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
for your next contract, and New Day just didn't want that, and they decided to part ways. But I am genuinely shocked by this, and I think everyone else will be too, because Kofi Kingston, man. Kofi Kingston, in 2 years, would be approaching his 20th year on the main roster of WWE. I actually think this year is his...
That's wild. 20 years in the game. I remember Trouble in Paradise, man, remember Triple H, when they had that promo, Triple H said, what happened to your Jamaican accent? I'm talking about Kofi Kingston from that long. You hear the bells. Hit that subscribe button. Be a part of the game. You see, people are following the channel. Be a part of the movement. Be a part of the hottest thing on the net right now. Wrestle Gang, WrestleVid. Be a part of the family, man. We got good content over here. We got live reaction. We got up-to-date videos. We got gameplay. We all work on the gameplay. We got Raw SmackDown reaction, NXT reactions. We got WWE official merch. Link in the description and in this video. You hear the bells ringing. You see the followers on the screen. You could be a part of the game, man. Come on over, man. But like I was saying, Kofi Kingston, 20 years in the game. Xavier Woods was low key like this preacher pastor dude before he got Big E. Big E was originally with Dolph Ziggler and AJ Lee before he became a part of the New Day. The New Day was going to get fired back in the day, to be honest. Vince let them brainstorm their own character. That's how they came out with the New Day Bootios and all that stuff. So to see my man go, bro, is heartbreaking, man. He part of people's childhoods, man. This is part of people's childhoods, bro. This is insane. I don't know what TKO and WWE is doing, but it's nasty. It's nasty work.
Anniversary under a WWE contract, because obviously he would have gone through the developmental first. And I legitimately always thought that Kofi Kingston would just be a WWE lifer. I thought he was just there for the long haul, and that's not a bad thing. I thought he was a great athlete. And I think after the last year or so, New Day really haven't done too much. I think we can all agree that the heel turn didn't connect the way I think a lot of people thought it was going to. I think a lot of people wanted a Big E interaction that never really manifested. And apart from some really good promos and
that's
great
crazy,
acts like
man.
Xavier Woods, there really wasn't much more substantial to it. This really does shock me on another level, though, because TKO, as we know, is all about making money. And it's like when you've got...
They want to make them dollars. They want to make them bucks, bro.
And you've got like Xavier Woods, who's
and they leaving people without a job.
K series and everything. And a WWE that's seemingly all about pumping out content, as much content as physically possible. How do you not see that the New Day might be worth a hell of a lot more money on
They
their
got the
contracts
up
because you
down
can make a lot
show.
of
They
money
got
from them.
the
The next
Game
name on
and
the list
John with
is
him and
Tonga
Tyler
Loa.
Breeze.
Genuinely shocking just because the MFTs was talked about last night on SmackDown, and the kayfabe reason for their absence was the attack by Jacob Fatu last week, so we expected them just to come back next week. But not even the Tongans are safe from these departure lists by WWE, which is genuinely shocking. I think Tonga Loa, when he debuted, right, he came in, there was a few botches, and that was it. The ceiling was very low for a lot of people with Tonga Loa, and I feel like WWE really couldn't do much with him after that. The meme was already set.
Tonga Loa is the botch
As of right
king,
now,
bro.
there is no update on Tama Tonga, so presumably he is still with WWE, and WWE will go forward with whatever storyline they want.
Oh man, Tonga
a lot better
Tonga, man.
MFTs. And that brings us on to
JC Mateo,
is on the
Jeff
list,
Cobb.
another member of the MFTs gone from WWE. And I'll be honest, this one does shock me because I don't know how you can't get from JC to Jeff Cobb. We all know Jeff Cobb is an amazing professional wrestler. And
Exactly, bro. That's why I'm trying to tell people, bro. That tour of the islands is crazy. My last video went over 37,000 views. Go check that out. It's the Hardcore Lucha Underground when he got the like, he got the what's the boy of the X-Men mask, the iron helmet, John. He wear one of them helmets. Bro, that tour of the islands is crazy, bro. The upside this dude got. That's why I don't even know. Why was he even part of the bloodline anyway? Because he looks like he could be a Samoan? That's bullshit. Y'all did the same thing with Yokozuna. Y'all made the boy Japan. Y'all made the boy Chinese. Like he a sumo wrestler when that nigga name is fucking Joseph. Or Rodney or some shit. That nigga was Samoan. You lied to us and saying he was from Japan. You had Mr. Fuji with him. Stupid.
I do feel like WWE really didn't give him a chance. He came in as like an enforcer of the group, and then he was very quickly replaced in that role by Tala Tonga, yet he remained and just became irrelevant.
It's just been a little puppet.
Hear the name Jeff Cobb very, very soon.
Man.
I'm sure he's going to kill it wherever he ends up going.
That's crazy.
But yes, some more names to the WWE departure list. WWE is really cleaning house this year.
They're cleaning house.
I mean, for some things, it's a good thing because you need NXT call-ups. You need these new rosters. You need the rosters to feel fresh, and I get that. But man, it sucks, doesn't it? People like.
But do you really, bro? Do you really need the NXT? I mean, granted, listen to me. They do have to get called up. But do it come to the expense of Hall of Fame talent? Because everybody in NXT might not plan out on the fucking main roster, bro. Do your homework on. You might not just make it on the main roster. Like you got college basketball players and college football players who don't pan out and make it in the NFL like how he was dominating the collegiate atmosphere. So you got people who's coming from a different place. NXT evolved, and you think automatically this is gonna put asses in seats. That's not how it's gonna work. Plus, you will want all the talent around the new talent to mentor them and to show them how to be a true professional athlete. If you got all these young boys around, who gonna guide who? Who's gonna show anybody how to do anything as far as marketing, as far as presenting yourself, as far as being a title holder? Just because you got the belt, that comes with promotion, traveling, daytime, talk shows, you got late night TV, you gotta do this, that, and the third. You gotta be ready, bro. You gotta be ready. Like I just started this YouTube not too long ago, bro, and I still at times stutter on the mic. In real life, I don't stutter. I went to college and everything because it's the fact that you think like you're in front of somebody, so you want to be as pinpoint, precise, direct. You don't want to fumble on your words. You want to sound and look believable as possible. And some of the young talent are still wet behind the ears. So you would have had somebody like a Kofi Kingston. Album Fire, Kaylee Ray, who could school these young girls, the Blakeman Rose, the Jada Park. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. It's kind of weird, bro. I know y'all clean a house and making cuts, but y'all putting a lot of people who dependent on this stuff. Like, Can you picture the New Day in AEW?
What?
Right.
Stupid.
Hell no. You can't picture the New Day in AEW. That's why Edge and Christian is about to come back to WWE. That's why they on their last leg over there at AEW. That was just to get some more money, bro. That wasn't something to make home. Your home was WWE. Everybody wants to be at WWE. It's just that some people don't make it there. Everybody who ever wrestled, childhood dream was to be on WWE. And it was so oversaturated that they had to create other outlets. They had to make WCW. They had to make extreme wrestling and all these other Jones, AEWs and the TNAs and the CZW and the other underground Joan. They gotta make all these outlets because a lot of people have a passion for wrestling, bro. And if everybody working at one job, how the hell you gonna get hired? If everybody get occupied at this one job. You gotta wait till some room. You gotta wait till somebody get let go. Unfortunately, you gotta wait till somebody lose their job. Unfortunately, I don't. Nobody wants to lose their job unless you just like an asshole or a dick or like you just somebody not good enough to work with. But Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, whether you like them or not, they're stellar professionals and hell of athletes. Shout out to Kofi and Woods, man, and I wish they reinstate y'all, bro. Chill on my man Tonga Loa, bro. He's the botch king. He's the meme lord. Do your homework on the meme lord.
Stupid.
The meme lord, bro. He's the meme lord.
Help!
That boy can't get right. I should have named him Can't Get Right. JC Mateo, Jeff Cobb, bro. I ain't like when he calls you old because WWE got to think of they like how motherfuckers be greedy. Like you'll tell somebody get some chips, bro, and they put the whole hand in your bag of chips, and then they got a whole handful, but they only want all them chips. They just being over greedy. That's WWE. We get all these crazy ass wrestlers, and they don't have nothing to do with them. What's the point? Why did you even bother? You can let somebody else do something right with them. You hear me? Stop doing that because the people depend on y'all, bro.
Who have been in WWE so long. Like, if you started watching wrestling in the last 10 years, you probably grown up watching The New Day. Do you know what I'm saying? That's quite incredible that they're now completely gone. Again,
Said that, see wrestling. Go over to my man, see wrestling, man. Give my man a thumbs up and a subscribe, bro.
There's a brilliant one gone. What I will say, though, it definitely increases the chances now of getting the dream match a lot of wrestling fans have wanted to see of The New Day versus the Young Bucks. And you know what? If this was a New Day decision, I really don't blame them. As I said, WWE haven't utilised them well recently. And where there are those big dream matches still out there for them, why wait? Why not go and chase that opportunity? Definitely some shocking news, though, for a Saturday afternoon. But let me know all your thoughts and your comments in the comments.
Hey, yo, Wrestle Gang. Until next time, bro. We out, man. Peace.